I pay due respect to my roots. Jamaica is where I'm from, and nothing will ever change that. It's the blood that flows through me. But as it relates to my profession and what I do and what I know, it's not to put me in a box to say you're a reggae artist. I'm an artist. And that's just it. That's just my point.
Watch out, boom shot. You tell him say there's a make the way to murmur now. So this one is a short shot. Him can't stop. Boom shot.
Boom shots.
But you know, like, there's always this sense of pride when a Jamaican artist reach. I mean, how many have reached?
Yeah, I mean, rightly so, you know.
I want to start with a question just about the inspiration for your song Cheerleader. I think it was one of the very first songs that I ever heard from you, from that very first like 2012 E-Blast.
Right.
That and Standing on All Threes.
Yes.
Is Cheerleader the first song that you ever recorded?
No, not the first song I've ever recorded, but the weirdest journey of any song I've ever recorded. You know, so no, it's just been amazing, man.
How so? What was the weirdest part?
I mean, the time it took to, you know, to get this much fan base and to for the rest of the world to recognize it, you know, as a hit song. I mean, it's just a phenomenon. I mean, in 2012 you release a song, and in 2015 the song is blown up so big, you know, #1, it's 3 times platinum in the US. It's an amazing accomplishment.
Would you say that the song was a hit in Jamaica, or was it kind of under the radar?
No, it was a hit in Jamaica. But Jamaica is only this big, you know what I mean? So, you know, we knew it had the potential to do well. You know, we saw all the reviews on YouTube. We saw, you know, people doing cover versions of the song. So we pretty much know we were onto something, you know, but we knew we had the promotions to do, which is very important, you know, and I think we did all of what we were supposed to do, and here we are today, you know, celebrating this major success.
Now, I'd like to rewind back to your early days of music. I understand that your father was a music man as well.
Yes.
Jaquen?
Jaquen, yeah.
What was his specialty?
I mean, it's kind of an R&B flavor. He loved to sing about love. You know, that was like his thing. Very humble guy, very you know, passionate guy, passionate about what he does. I inherited a lot of his traits, you know, music and art, you know, and a lot of his attitude, you know, just towards life in general. You know, so he was just a major influence in my life.
And was your dad a Rasta man with the name Jaquen?
No,
Okay.
He wasn't. But you know, in those times it was like ideal, you know, to have that, you know, when you're entering into music, because you know it's coming off of the era of Bob Marley, and you know, so of course.
And then I understand you were a big rap fan and did a little rapping early on.
Yeah, of course. I was very big on Biggie, Tupac, Snoop, Jay-Z, you know, all the greats. Eminem was like my favorite, you know, rapper when I was a teen. You know, I had his album, and you know, I used to do his songs while we were at school, you know, and just vibing. You know, so that rap was a very important part of my development as a writer also, because I was able to tell a story, you know, using words to paint a picture. So that rap was very important to me.
Now, in lots of interviews, particularly the New York Times piece, you've made a point of stressing, I am not a reggae artist. Why is it important to you to make that point?
You are put in a box, and I hate to be put in a box. I'm a musician, and that's what I am. You understand what I'm saying? It's like if you're a doctor, you're a doctor. You're not a Jamaican doctor or an American doctor. You have the same basic principles, the same basic training. You have to abide by the same, you know, rules as a doctor. And if you're able to do a procedure, then you're able to do a procedure regardless of where you're from. You know, so it's like when you say a Jamaican artist or a reggae artist, so to speak, then scratch Jamaican artist, a reggae artist. It's like putting me in a box to say, if I do something outside of that, then it's not normal. you know, and it comes as not somewhat of a pleasant surprise. You know, it's you already have a mind block to my level of creativity, and it's unfair.
Was reggae an important part, or dancehall an important part of your development as an artist?
Of course, and I would never deny that. You know, as I always say, my philosophy is remember the past to show the future. I would never, at no point, deny my roots, where I'm from, or what influenced me. You know, my development as an artist. But the part that I'm very, you know, strong-headed about is not being put in a box to be called a reggae artist, because I'm really not. My album "Me For You" is out now. You listen to my album. That's not a reggae artist. That's an artist. You understand what I'm saying? So that's my point. That's my only point.
Definitely. I mentioned before, you know, there's a strong sense of pride amongst lovers of Jamaican music to have you know, to see the success that you have achieved. Yeah. Have you ever had the experience of, you know, a fellow Jamaican sort of, you know, feeling some type of way that you have made this distinction? Have you ever had a sort of argument like?
No, I mean, it has never been expressed to me, you know. You know, we've never had a conversation or had any confrontation in regards to that, you know, but that's why I wanna just outline it. I just want to put it on the table. I pay due respect to my roots. Jamaica is where I'm from, and nothing will ever change that. It's the blood that flows through me. But as it relates to my profession and what I do and what I know, it's not to put me in a box to say you're a reggae artist. I'm an artist, and that's just it. That's just my point.
Now, of course, on the album you have a feature from Busy Signal, one of my favorite dancehall acts. So you definitely are representing the culture.
See, there we go.
Yeah.
You know, I'm big on incorporating my. If you listen on my album, it's not all pop. It's not all, you know, that world music sound. You know, I found a way to incorporate my Jamaican heritage and my culture in my album. You know, so that would totally, you know, eliminate, you know, all the arguments or conversations about me neglecting my roots or whatever. You know.
Any plans to perform back home? Have you had the Some Fests and the Jazz Fest hitting you up?
No, not yet. But, you know, before we even go there, before we even move on, I want to highlight too, my manager, Clifton Specialist Dylan, is still very much instrumental in my development and my music. You know, so we never ever want to leave him out. You know, because he's still here to date, playing his role, and he's very strong. You know. And no, I have not yet performed in Jamaica.
Back before, like in 2012 days.
No, we did like little things like the VMAs and so forth, but.
You mean the Youth View?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was thinking MTV.
No. Youth View, right?
Okay.
Why? What's
YVA?
YVAs.
Yeah. You mixing up the VMAs and the YVAs. Yeah.
So YVAs, my bad. So YVAs in Jamaica. You know, that was the only thing I did in regards to performance. Nothing since this, you know, magnitude of the achievement. You know, nothing since then.
But before you signed and these remixes happened, like what were the gigs you were doing in Jamaica?
No gigs. I mean, as I said before, I did like the cheerleading competition. I was a judge on there. You know, so that was like an appearance.
For schools, high schools in Jamaica.
Right. So that was like an appearance, really, not really a performance like that.
Well, I know there's gonna be a big salute when you touch the stage, whenever that time comes.
I mean, you know, I hope so. I do hope so, and I intend to give of myself the very same thing that I give when I perform internationally. You know, it's no different. I mean, we have an album out now, so it's like we have a set. You know. And we have a good set. People are going to be more familiar with the songs, you know. So it will be very comforting to know that people are singing along to most of the songs, you know, as opposed to just waiting to hear cheerleader.